Hello from Dongjiao that's East Suburb Memory in English. I'm Chen Tong.
And I'm Philip. Hampshire. We're currently in Chengdu in a converted industrial factory. It's a city of 21 million people, and around 45% of the population here are between the ages of 14 and 45. That means that in the evenings they need entertainment, they need things to do, they need places to go, they need things to see, and that's what this place is here to provide.
Of course, although it once produced these electron tubes, the company that produces electronics shifted its operations to another site further out in the suburbs in 2009.
So through until 2011, the place actually stood empty. At that point, the city came up with a new plan. It took a decade to put it in motion, so by 2021 they had built this place. A wonderful place for people to come out and enjoy themselves every evening.
Of course, we have spent a couple of days here and we've seen a lot of young people coming here to enjoy themselves and also boost the local economy. So this place is like a hub of the community, a beating heart in the area, a bohemian paradise filled with nightlife, bars and restaurants.
Oh, don't forget culture as well. There's a lot of culture going on here. If you're a fan of Liu Cixin's seminal Chinese science fiction work, The Three-Body Problem, there is a gallery around about 100 meters over that way, and they have an extremely large space there in which they're putting in interactive models for the book, which is of course about to be converted across into a major Hollywood film, having already been turned into a TV show.
That's not all, because not far away from here is a museum which is now holding a stunning collection called Internal Nature, as our reporter Liu Yang found out.
Waterfalls, romantic thunders, beach, stars, forests and flowers. All of these will be presented through digital media technology in the RT Museum Chengdu behind me. Visitors will get a chance to immerse themselves through some extremely shocking visuals and sound effects. Follow me and let's enjoy the show. Thousands of tons of water pouring down. This giant digital artwork crosses the boundary between reality and the virtual world, allowing people to let loose their imagination. Here, immersive waves symbolize the challenges and innovations of digitalization. Yes, this is a sea of flowers. The cosmos swings in the wind, heralding the birth of new life. In the peace and the quiet, you can hear the sound of your own breath. Right here, the vast paper artwork showcases the sky. It's as if you're standing among the stars and can peer into the future.
Walking into each exhibition area, you experience a different fragrance effect, and the surround sound creates an audio-visual effect. This immerses you in the scene.
The atmosphere is really good. It feels like you're actually there. It's not just an art gallery, it feels like a palace.
The stunning artwork is created by the world-renowned digital design company District. The series Eternal Nature involves the company designing immersive digital artworks by combining natural and cultural heritage from different exhibiting regions from around the world. This part of the exhibition is called Colorful China. It integrates traditional Chinese culture through digital art, from Chinese bamboo forts to beautiful Chinese poems like this. It's just like walking through a world of changing light and shadows. The series Eternal Nature has been exhibited in 8 venues in major cities across the world, bringing a unique experience to more than 7 million people so far.
Tong and I actually went to that exhibition just the other day to check it out. Absolutely superb. They have one room there where the ceiling and the floors and the walls were both simultaneously mirrors and LCD screens, and on those screens what they were showing was the tide coming in, so it was a little bit like being a surfer going through a tube while you were out there on the waters. I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, it felt just like the ocean tide is really coming in and you were really going to get wet.
It was a truly amazing phenomenon. This place is just like a playground for adults, and this isn't the only area. And to show you one of the other areas, we sent one of our colleagues, Xu Xinchen, over to another part of the park.
What do you have for us, Xinchen?
Xinchen here, Chen Tong and Philip. Fancy a cup of coffee? Look at this, what I discovered. Traditional teacup, but inside filled with aromatic coffee. This is definitely something, the refreshment people need after walking around this place. Don't be so jealous, Chen Tong and Philip. I'm going to have a taste test for you guys.
That looks absolutely superb. I got to admit that I'm particularly impressed with the 3D pandas that you can get printed across the top of them, Xu Xinchen.
Yes, absolutely. Look at that. There's a cute panda on top of the foam as well. So this is definitely a pretty charming marketing trick, I would say. But why people are becoming more drawn to this is that how Chinese people are now cherish more of the traditional culture while continuing to embrace the world. And products like this, presentation like this, people would more likely to take a photo and share on the internet. And I got this cup of coffee right here in this space. I want to show you more of this place. So behind me, this long and narrow hall, people might start to think, okay, this is not just a regular coffee shop that people might see on the streets. The sink right here, a secret door over here, knock knock. I'm going to walk you guys out to discover the true look of this. And wait for a little bit, Chen Tong and Philip.
Well, that's exactly what we found here. You know, all these old buildings are now turning to hip and commercial areas, Xinchen.
And it's succeeding, and voila, this is an actual real train, renovated, turned into one of the hottest spots right here in Eastern Suburb Memory Park. It's not just a random train, I need to be honest. It's actually one of the first trains that was driven here in this part of China, in Sichuan Province. So this train witnessed all the changes and big things happen here in this part of China. So it has all the memory there, but brought back to life with the new features and a new modern elements to it, turned into a coffee shop. And it's not just about a coffee shop. And right in front of me, I can also see like clothes shops. And down over there, there is a skate park, very hip and very modern. So when commercial spaces like this created, business will come. Give you some numbers. First store economy is booming right here with some 10 brands entered China via this memory park, opening their first stores here. And also some another couple dozen of brands also entered southwest of China with this burgeoning, booming consumer market entered via this space, opening their first stores. And a lot of things that we can see, blending old and new, modern, and from the back Asian times. And there is actually places people can literally travel back in time. And don't be so jealous, Chen Tong and Philip. I went to experience one of such places, and let's now take a look. Entering this building in downtown Chengdu, people travel back in time to experience a banquet only seen in China thousands of years ago. The first stop before being seated is to find the right attire. Hundreds of options for customers to choose from. This is traditional Chinese clothing known as hanfu. The one I chose resembles attire worn by royal guards.
Hanfu comes from different dynasties. The styles dating back to the Tang dynasty are very popular among girls.
That's because the outfits are lightweight and flow beautifully. This is my first time ever in my 30-some years of life trying on traditional Chinese clothes, hanfu. I do need a little bit more time to let it sink in, but I already have this feeling of going back in time, this sense of connection with the ancestors from thousands of years ago. When the show starts, visitors are taken back in time by the music and dances and food. So it's a restaurant and a theater combining delicacies and performances inspired by poems and history. Now it serves an autumn banquet. It has a very beautiful name. Wait for it. Autumn's golden wind embraces jewel of jade.
贵宾接班，煮个夜宵，这些食材我是来用。
所以这个里面是有蟹肉的。
是的，中国的美
Chinese cuisine is not just about feeding people. A lot of seasonal specialties are used here, such as ginkgo nuts. And that is deer tendon that can add vitality to our body.
The whole experience reflects how people enjoyed food, dance, and performances in ancient time. Blending food and culture with immersive experiences continue to be in trend as China's service sector expands. Popular among local visitors, it's starting to attract the attention of international guests too.
I feel the traditional Hanfu Xinchen was wearing was pretty cool. Probably we can trade later after this live.
Nah, playing dress-up's not really my sort of thing. I tell you what I did enjoy, though, because we went to see that same production just a couple of days ago, and one of the dance routines they did was a traditional dance from around Donghuang. And on the projection screens that were just behind the dancers, they put up images of the Mingxia Shan, the famous singing sand mountain. And of course, we had the privilege of being able to climb up those sand dunes ourselves.
Well, I think climbing the mountains was too exhausting. I'd rather have a cup of coffee here.
Very definitely having a cup of coffee would be very nice. It's an absolutely wonderful place here, it must be said.
Yes, and as you mentioned earlier, like we interviewed a lot of people, young people here, and probably we can take a close look at how they enjoy themselves.
It's very trendy and youthful and has many elements. Chengdu is a very inclusive city, and this location here vividly shows what Chengdu is all about.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. You feel the old vibe, the rustic, but also the new and very relaxed, a lot of plants, music.
Generally speaking, this is a relatively comprehensive and avant-garde place in Chengdu, suitable for the elderly, middle-aged, and young people to eat, drink, and consume. It shows the development of Chengdu over recent years.
This is testament to the development of Chengdu in recent years. My biggest feeling is that it's become very fashionable. I love it here so much.
The train behind me is the most shocking part for me. It used to be historical, but I've never seen it before. Now it's been modernized, so I'm very happy to see this train.
All these people enjoying themselves can't be wrong. And you know, in the first 8 months of the year, over 10 million visitors passed through the area. And this summer alone, they spent over 100 million yuan here. That's more than $14 million. In
fact, last year they had some 2,000 individual events, all of them going on around the place. And of course, all of that drags in more people to the area because it gives them yet another reason to come to this anchor destination, spend their money, boost the local economy.
And of course, what we are showing to you is just one example China has been doing in encouraging these renovations. As early as in 2019, the State Council published a document to encourage these old buildings, old factories, department stores to turn themselves into like commercial areas, entertainment and leisure sites. And since then, a batch of old factories like this one have turned out to be chic and fashion landmarks. And this was also mentioned once again in the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee of the Communist Party of China this July.
So instead of just having some industrial buildings that are then bulldozed down and they put in another skyscraper or another high-rise tower block, you end up preserving the industrial architecture for future generations while providing a modernized spin on it and a new place for people to go, which of course also stimulates and generates more money for the economy, not only during the construction, but also during the operation of the shops, the cafes, the bars, the restaurants, the museums, the dance halls, and everything else that's going on in the place. It's a win-win-win for everyone. Back across to you in Beijing.
Thank you, Philip and Tong in Chengdu.